All right, here we go, chat.
This video is sponsored by Incogni. Believe it or not, Canada is in the midst of a cultural civil war. Canada's reputation shines bright.
True or false, Japan? Is what he just said true?
Cultural? Yeah, that's so true.
Okay, Moon is correct.
Brightly across the world. It boasts some of the highest international rankings of any country when it comes to measurements of quality of life, economic freedom, education levels, public services, and environmental sustainability.
See how he said economic freedom and not just freedom with rights? Noob.
If you're on the outside looking in, particularly if you're experiencing economic hardship in the US, you might see Canada as a relative utopia and one of the world's most attractive places to live.
Maybe I should
For many
put my YouTuber in
Canadians who
Canada.
actually live within the
That's
country's
like the
borders,
exact opposite, because if you come here, it's like really bad with just cost of living.
Yeah.
Everything is super inflated,
I mean, that's how-
especially the houses.
Yeah, but that also depends on where you live, and that's also the rest of the world too. Because even here in America, no matter where you go, even in the states that are cheaper, everything is inflated. But like, obviously, if you're gonna find a house in California, it's to be way more expensive than if you find a house in like Louisiana or something like that.
I
Is that-
understand
I'm
that,
assuming
but that's
that-
literally everywhere in Canada.
So if I mean, obviously, you guys have like, is it like districts or like what is it in Canada?
Like states
Yeah, like states,
is what you're talking about. No, we have like provinces.
provinces.
It's
Yeah, okay.
literally the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, but obviously, like, so you're telling me, like, if you live in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, the house is to be the exact same price than if you lived in Toronto?
Probably like if you live anywhere that isn't like Nunavut, where there's literally only like Hutterites living there, and they get pretty much scammed off their land anyways. But
Okay.
arguing the complete opposite. Canada is a dystopian nightmare, and the truth is that the country is quickly becoming a shell of its former self. With drugs being handed out for free in the streets, tireless
Is that true? Actually, that's true in America, too. That's not even uncommon.
what
What the fuck?
steroids inject? What?
Yeah, I
arguments over gender identity and multiculturalism, controversial healthcare policies, and increasingly devastating house prices, Canada is becoming parallel to the United States in all the wrong ways. Although Canada still ranks above the US in overall happiness in 2023, the gap has been closing quickly.
Yeah, you know what? You can have your happiness, buddy. Well, guess what, buddy? I have more fucking rights than you, alright?
Yeah, we have more guns.
Yeah, we got more fucking guns, America!
Over the years, and Canada's happiness index has dipped below a 7 out of 10 for the first time ever in 2022. And even though it comes with an upfront cost in taxes, Canadian citizens'
sense,
access to
though.
universal healthcare, affordable education, and public services have generally
And
kept
there's
them
also
high on the
studies
list of the
proven
world's
with like LGBTQ, like they're more depressed than just like actual like non-trans people or whatever.
That makes sense, because...
Like that's an actual study. Like this new generation of like transgenders and all that like have a higher suicide rate too.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know, I can't really comment on that because I'm not transgender, but I'm just assuming based off of what I've seen and the very vocal minority that is the transgender or LGBTQ community, based off of what I've seen, it seems like that's their entire personality. And when you have like one character trait and you don't expand on anything else in your life, you don't seek an education, you don't have any goals or like priorities in your life, and you only exist for one thing, then yeah, you're gonna become fucking depressed. That's what's gonna happen. Not every single LGBT person is gonna be like that, but I'm just saying the very vocal minority that complains about everything, like on Twitter, and these people that are in Canada, they're gonna be depressed because that's all their fucking life is.
Bro, this stream's gonna get fucking demonetized. So
it doesn't even
quick.
matter. All my videos have been demonetized lately, dude. Every single one of my videos.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Happiest countries
Bro.
over the years. None of this has
Normal
changed.
YouTube
so
is just
what
getting
has?
also super
Well, one
soft.
possible factor is
Yeah. I don't know. I thought they
Like
were.
you
I
can't
thought-
even swear anymore without getting demonetized.
Dude, that's
even
what- that's
though,
what's
like there's
been
a
really-
YouTube Kids.
That's what's been. Yeah, there's literally a YouTube Kids. Let me say my fucks and my shits and my pussies. Okay? Stop being a pussy, YouTube.
Bro, YouTube back in like
let's see.
2016
Hold
was
on.
so good.
Let me see. Yeah. But then Leafy had to ruin it all.
For real.
Well, hey, Monica here.
What's up, Jay? We're watching a video right now. Let me just see if the stream's monetized.
Bro,
Chat.
Jay, I heard you were getting Riz in VR chat.
Yeah,
Monica,
bro, I got
Nah,
her
you just pissed
Discord
me off.
and her number.
Oh wow,
I
the
got her
YouTube,
number.
the stream isn't
That's crazy.
demonetized. Alright, that's
Really?
Not yet. It will be. It will be.
is that
Just give it a
Canadian
minute.
citizens right now are in a constant battle with one
Yeah,
another.
a
The rise of
sentence.
sensationalized coverage and hot takes
Yeah.
surrounding controversial issues and policy has
Yeah,
consumed the
but see
minds
what
of
she looks
many,
like?
left or right.
Bad. Crazy. Good for you.
Just for now,
Bro,
Jay, I really do apologize.
Get server muted.
I'm sorry. We're watching this video and he's talking over the video.
Talking about his hose.
Nearly everyone finds themselves on one side of the culture war there, taking constant vitriol from the other side. Despite only having a direct effect on a relatively small portion of the Canadian population, there are several singular issues that are completely overtaking the national discourse. One of these issues is the regulated distribution of free and tested heroin, methamphetamines, cocaine, and fentanyl to the country's drug
Oh
using
yeah, there we go.
population
Okay,
in
there's
urban
the
areas.
demonetization right there.
Essentially, if you have a history of drug addiction and haven't been able to kick the habit through other treatments, you can walk into a clinic and receive hard and dangerous drugs from the Canadian government, all for a
Damn.
minimal cost. This
Whoa,
sounds
whoa, whoa!
ins-
Hold up. So what you're telling me, Japan, is I can go to Canada and say, "Oh, I have a headache," and they'll give me some steroids and tren?
I've never heard about this, bro.
Fuck. I was about to
Like
say,
I think like the most serious thing that has happened to me was like I had a rash and they gave me steroids, but that was literally just to calm down the rash.
yeah,
So,
that
like
makes sense.
makes sense. That's literally the harshest thing I've ever had.
No, that makes sense. I had to get steroids not very long ago, right in my fucking ass because
Ooh.
it wasn't because of my ass. It was because I had like I had a sore throat that was so severe, I couldn't eat, and I basically starved myself for like 3 days, and I lost like 10 pounds.
Jesus.
So yeah, this was like super recent too, and so they basically injected me with steroids to like reduce the pain.
Is it still there?
No, this was a couple months ago.
What, did you have like treatment for it or something? Like, or did the
yeah,
steroids just
so
do it?
I had to go to emergency care, and they basically gave me an IV drip because I was so low on like nutrients, and I wasn't I couldn't even drink water. It was so bad to swallow, and it literally felt like I was swallowing razor blades, and so I didn't want to eat, no matter how hungry I got. Yeah.
insane and sinister. So what's the justification here? Well, the movement is called Safer Supply, and according to the Canadian government's website, they're providing prescribed medications as a safer alternative to the toxic illegal drug supply to people who are at high risk of overdose. The idea is that by providing drug users with controlled doses and chemically pure versions of the drug they seek, it will keep them from seeking drugs from shady drug dealers, and ultimately limit the amount of accidental overdoses amongst the population.
Oh,
But
yeah.
obviously, this
That actually, okay, that does make sense because I've heard about something like that too. Like, in the
Yeah,
United
but-
in the argument for people who want all drugs to be legal is so that the drugs aren't dirty, which basically means like you're not getting them off the street, which basically means like when you're getting them off the street, you don't know what's inside of them. Like now, especially now with the fentanyl epidemic being so high in the United States, if you buy like weed or marijuana from like some random person off the street, it could be laced with fentanyl. And so the
It'd most
idea
likely
is
be laced.
yeah, so the idea is if you were to make all drugs legal, not saying that you can just go out there and get them, but make them all legal, you can get some of them from a pharmacy, which isn't going to be laced, obviously. But obviously that's going to backfire because it's backfiring for Canada.
Yeah,
Towards a
it's
program
probably
is bound
it's
to be-
because they don't like supply the drug users with like a means to stop. Like they don't give them like therapy and like a bunch of other shit to actually help them. They literally only just legalize it and then offer help when they're like fucked up.
Yeah, I mean that's the drug user's fault though. Like you want to have to like seek help, and if you don't want help, then
Yeah, but
That is
most
what it
other
is.
countries that have done that, they like provide therapy and provide like a means of like stopping it instead of just, letting them do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is in, like, California. We have a really bad homeless problem, but a lot of the homeless people just don't care to get help. Like, the help is there and you get it for free, but they don't want to do it because they would rather just be addicted on drugs, just living on the street.
controversial. Opponents against
Dude, look
safe
at the
injection.
viewership. That we had, like, 30-something views and we're watching that Kratos and Wukong video, and we only got 12. Still the Mook. It's all the Mugen kids that left.
Sites argue that people with
just
drug
want the
problems
action, bro.
are unfairly receiving free services, as they suggest that taxpayers would be subsidizing illicit drug use. But perhaps more prevalent is the argument that providing drugs to the population and increasing drug supply actually creates more drug addiction, more crime, more homelessness, and worse sanitary conditions in Canada's major cities. People Against Safer Supply programs have noted visible increases in all of these problems, which were already plaguing Canada's metropolitan areas. But what do the statistics tell us? Is safer supply helping or hurting the Canadian population? Well, Canada reported 7,328 deaths from apparent opioid overdoses in 2022, which is actually 9% lower than the record high the previous year. However, this isn't a significant enough decrease to tell us the safer supply program is working
isn't that
just
much?
yet.
Yeah, it's not that much, especially because compared to the United States.
Yeah, that should be like damn near zero, bro. That's a lot of deaths from just opioids,
True, but this is a skill issue, though.
bro.
Especially considering total apparent opioid toxicity deaths have been growing steadily since 2016. Now, if you take a look at crime rates in Canada, violent crime has been steadily increasing every year since 2014, and since the introduction of safer supply programs in 2019, these percentage increases have simply remained consistent. And if we specifically look at drug-related offences, they've actually decreased by 17% in 2022. And we can also analyse the cost of safe injection programs.
One of my friends died from smoking a fentanyl-laced blunt, so I agree with the legalization of marijuana because it regulates it and keeps it safer. Yeah, for sure. Especially in California, like, in California here, you're able to smoke marijuana really however you please once you're over the age of, I think it's 21. Obviously, you can smoke it at 18, but you can't purchase it until 21. And you know, if you really want to smoke, you go to the dispensary. You know where it's coming from. It's coming from a good source, and you know, I feel like a lot less people have died from laced marijuana in California, at least over the past couple of years, because of the legalization. But I don't know. I don't know the stats. I'm just assuming.
To Canadian taxpayers, because in 2023, Canada announced a $144 million allocation to support Health Canada's substance use and addictions program, in particular their projects including safer supply. This sounds like a lot, and it is, but considering the fact that Canadian citizens spend an estimated $46 billion on non-taxable illegal drug markets as of 2017, and the fact that taxpayers are already funding countless drug treatment programs that have so far been proven to be ineffective.
Okay, I'm just confused. Like, isn't there only like 10 people that live in Canada? So, like, why is this such a big deal? Like, I'm just confused. Like, isn't it, like, just snowy as shit over there? Like, only 10 people live up there. So I'm just confused why there's so much going on.
Like, the second biggest country in the world, but it's also, like, one of the least populated countries in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's just snow everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, Noah's in the stream. Noah, what's good, Noah? We're shitting on
a program
Canada
like
right
Safer Supply, which has showed some promise in reducing drug-related crime, may save the Canadian taxpayers in the long term with more investment. But the question is this morally right for the government to give these people drugs for free? Or similar to the phenomena we see in the US and the UK, this question has saturated the greater media machine in Canada, as they're capitalising on the shock of a headline, perpetuating what's entertaining liberal and conservative news outlets, presenting one side of an issue to appease their audience, while simultaneously sucking out all the nuance. And this is the tip of the iceberg, dividing the population of Canada. But before we continue, I want to tell you about our video sponsor Incog.
Yeah,
Did
the
you know
sponsor
data
of the
breaches are
video.
skyrocketing? The 2022 annual data breach report reveals a whopping things. This scheme is fairly small, and Canada has many big problems happening right now. The death of free speech, controlled media.
You guys never had free speech in the first place, though, right?
No, we just had to live in igloos and hunt seals.
Yeah, but like now, like if you make fun of like somebody that's gay, like can you just go to jail? What's up, Cheryl?
No, but you can't get like fined and shit like that. If it's
so
like
weird.
it could be considered a hate speech.
So weird.
The stripping of individual rights, all of these huge problems, and yet this small story about the government policy giving out free drugs to addicts is being used to generate.
There's no way the Canadian government is giving out fentanyl. There's no way. That's actually not true. If this is true, your government is actually
I've
stupid.
not heard of fentanyl. I have heard of like coke and shit like that, but not fentanyl.
Dude, it takes literally the smallest amount to overdose on that shit.
Yeah.
far more attention than a bland story about economic and social freedom that has been taken away from Canadians, even though this will have a far greater effect on the day-to-day lives and survival of the greater majority. And don't
Where is Manitoba?
Oh fuck, I'm really bad with geography in
'Cause
my own country.
Some guy said we will have snow soon, but sadly we don't have snow yet.
I
At
think
least in
it's-
Manitoba.
It's down to the east.
So like near New York? Near Toronto?
Yeah.
This guy doesn't even know about his own country.
Dude, I'm so bad with my own geography and
I
own
know my
country.
geography, my country.
I'm
America!
good with I'm good with like the actual just like countries.
Yeah, same. You know what? Have you seen those videos where
Okay, no, it's in like the middle of Canada.
have you seen those videos where people are like, "Oh, can you name 3 countries besides the United States?" and they literally can't name anything?
Well, yeah, I know a lot of countries.
Same.
It's
I can
just-
name a lot of countries.
Don't get the sentiment wrong. Of course, the drug epidemic in Canada is a massive issue and not one to be ignored. It affects plenty of people every day and more people than just addicts. But the safer supply movement specifically isn't really affecting people as much as we're led to believe. This cause is completely disproportionate to the actual tangible effects. Instead, the media creates outrage and passionate stances surrounding a policy that really has very little effect in the grand scheme of things, just because it's entertaining and therefore profitable. And this problem of selective spread of information stands to become far worse in the coming years, because while Canadians are caught up constantly regurgitating the woke and anti-woke rhetoric surrounding safer supply and all the other pillars of this national culture war, policymakers are actually passing bills into law that will change how Canadians perceive the world around them every day, with very minimal resistance or support.
Wait, so okay, how does it work in Canada? Like, is it like in the United States where, quote unquote, the president can only have 2 terms, or how does that work?
Oh yeah, it's pretty much the same. Our prime minister is almost up on his 2 terms.
And is it
I think with like the secondary ones, like I don't know, the fucking like the vice prime minister or something that's like 6 years.
the vice prime minister? So like, it's not like you have a running mate. So because how it works in America, like say, oh, Donald Trump was running for president. Well, the vice president would be Mike Pence, and he's running alongside him. Like once Trudeau is
Yeah.
out of office, the vice prime minister is still gonna be there.
Well, no, it's only like 6 years, so they usually like are gone by the time if they've served 2 years.
And is one term 4 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. And so like, when is your next election for when Trudeau gets out?
Fuck, I don't even know. I don't pay attention to politics.
How do you not know this shit?
Bro, I don't. Why would I care about politics? I'm not fucking 52, bro.
Yeah, but like this is like common knowledge. Like in the United States, every 4 years we have a new president. So in 2024, we're gonna
Yeah,
have a new
same
president.
thing with us, but I don't know the exact fucking date.
I don't know the exact date. I just know the year.
I know it's this year.
Oh, this year? So wait, Trudeau's gonna be done this year?
Or no, not that. It's next year. It's next year, but
Oh, okay. So it's on the same
like
cycle as
it's
America.
literally almost next year. So that's why I thought it was this year.
Oh, so it just seems like Canada's just trying to copy America.
Thanks. Bro, my
From the
voice cracks are
distracted
wild.
public.
Sorry.
Bill C-11 and Bill C-18 have just become laws in Canada that are set to change the way citizens consume entertainment and news forever with strict censorship. But Bill C-11 is a new law that updates Canada's broadcast laws, giving the Canadian radio, television,
Oh, I've heard
and
about this. I heard about this. What's his name? Not an ordinary gamer or something like that. He made a video
Yeah.
about this. How it can affect like YouTubers in Canada.
Communications
What was he
Commission
talking
the
about?
power to regulate streaming
It's like the power to regulate like streaming platforms and like basically you have to say you're a YouTuber. I could be misremembering this, but say you're a YouTuber in some sort of fashion in every single video. For example, for YouTube, you have to promote Canada in some way, whether or not like if in the background of your webcam you have a Canadian flag, or at some point in the video you're just like, yeah, Canada. Like I don't know, like you have to promote Canada in some sort of way.
I don't know about that about YouTubers, but that's definitely for streaming services.
Really? So like if it's like a Canadian show or movie, like you have to promote Canada.
Yeah,
in
if it's
some
like a
sort of way.
Canadian specific one, but most Canadian media is pretty shit, so I just don't see much of that.
True. I literally cannot name a single Canadian movie in my life.
Deadpool was filmed in Canada.
It's filmed in Canada, but it's Hollywood.
Yeah. I
Like-
know of a movie, but I don't know the name. It's like a horror movie or some shit.
Trudeau has served 3 terms. There's no limit as long as they get majority votes for being. Oh, that's so stupid.
What? He served 3 terms? Am I getting this wrong?
I don't know. That's what Gomonzo is saying in chat.
Platforms such as Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, and Spotify. The bill requires streaming platforms to promote Canadian content, including films, TV shows, music, and music videos, and contribute financially to their production. This means that the CRTC has the power to limit the reach of media from foreign sources within Canada and allow them to further control what content is pushed to the masses. And if they decide to,
Wait,
the
what the fuck? That's
CRTC
not what
can now
my
push media
parents told me.
messaging
What the
that
fuck?
benefits the government's agenda.
Bro,
while
am I getting
silencing
fed
media
wrong
that doesn't.
information?
On top of that,
Jordan Peterson's the only cool Canadian person. Oh, Drake's pretty cool too. I'm trying to think of like
Ryan
Canadian.
Reynolds.
Is Ryan Reynolds Canadian?
Yes.
Oh, he's cool. Yeah, he's cool.
it discourages major streamers from producing projects by Canadian creators by making it more expensive to do so. But perhaps
Jim
even
Carrey's
more
also
alarming is
Canadian.
Bill C-18. Bill C-18 is legislation that will force tech companies such as Google and Meta to negotiate compensation deals with Canadian news organizations for posting or linking to their work. The federal government has said that the bill will help the Canadian news industry, which has seen large amounts of advertising revenue migrate to Google and Facebook. The legislation would allow news outlets to reach private deals with the tech companies. If an agreement cannot be reached, news outlets will go to CRTC for mediation. However, this law has already started to backfire. On August 1st, Meta announced that it's removing news on Instagram and Facebook for all.
Yeah, like, okay, this is what I don't understand. Like, this is why I heard about this law that passed in Canada. And, like, if you're going to mess with the tech companies and these streaming services, you're going to get fucked. Which is why in the United States isn't run by the president. It's run by these massive companies, okay? You listen to what the companies want and you do what they say. But in Canada, if you go against what the companies want, you're just going to get shit on.
Yeah, bro, the government's trying to fucking own everything.
Yeah,
Like they
and-
were once owning like actual like internet services at one point.
Oh, that's so gross. That's so fucking gross. That's like some like dystopian 1942 Germany type shit.
Yeah.
Canadian users, and other tech and social media giants could follow suit. Meta spokesperson Andy Stone took to Twitter to explain the company's stance. As we've always said, the law is based on a fundamentally flawed premise, and regrettably, the only way we can reasonably comply is to end news availability in Canada. And if a domino effect does occur, causing other companies to follow in Meta's footsteps, Canadian citizens will now have to change the way they stay informed and do more to seek out news for themselves online. And realistically, most people won't go through that effort. So instead of occasionally stumbling across information about world events or national policy, a majority of the Canadian public will find themselves falling deeper into a hole of memes and unchecked misinformation. Corporations and policymakers will be able to push legislation that hurts people with fewer people noticing and the distraction
the
that makes it
government
possible.
You guys don't have like
means for
freedom
us.
of the press?
The fuck is that?
So like, okay, so when news comes out in the United States, it's not the United States. Like, yeah, the United States will let. So, for example, like if there's like a presidential conference, it gets televised. But but after it gets televised, different news networks can talk about it, and whether or not they agree, whether or not they shit on the president or the administration, basically talking shit about the United States, or they agree with them. Basically, you can say whatever you want. When it comes to like news and information. So in the United States, I can make a fucking news video that's a total lie, but it's freedom of the press, freedom of speech. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
Wait, you might be cooking. Like I actually have not seen much. I've literally, in the past couple of years, I've only seen one video that's actually like shitting on our prime minister.
Yeah, and so like
Well, I don't think we actually have that. I've
So-
never seen anything like that.
from what I'm understanding from this video, it seems like the Canadian government owns or at least has some sort of law in place for all your media companies. I don't know. I mean, obviously we have like Fox and CNN. I don't know what you guys have that's Canadian owned and Canadian original.
I think it's like Canadian News Network. Yeah, CNN.
Is it like a different form of CNN?
I think so. I don't know if I'm tripping, but
Something like that. But yeah, like And not only can you like shit on your own government, but you can like just say whatever you can make up the most outlandish story. I can be like, oh, like my
Oh no, we got the CBC.
CBC. Oh, not the BBC or the BBW.
Big booty women.
For them to do so becomes easier to execute. And at the forefront of current distraction in
Unseen
Canada
Uchiha?
is the next pillar of its culture war, gender identity. More specifically, government policies regarding gender-affirming treatment and children. Right now in Canada, minors have access to treatment for transitioning their gender.
Yeah, this is fucked. This is fucked. I see this all the time, and then like afterwards, people complain about it, being like, "Oh yeah, this shit ruined my life because they were kids and they didn't know what they were doing." This is fucked. I hate this.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of. I listened to Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's had some people on where they've converted. So say they were born man and they convert to female, and then later on down in life they want to convert back because they regret with their actions. But what I don't understand is why this is so. Even in the United States, Japan, this is the same thing.
Yeah, I know it's also in the U.S.
This news about like LGBT is so heavily pushed, and what's not really talked about enough is fucking Russia and China, bro. These motherfuckers are about to start World War III pretty soon, but we're over here too worried about like men becoming women and women becoming men. Like these two countries are preparing for the Third World War, bro. Yeah, we're over here dressing up in dresses. I don't understand this.
In most jurisdictions. Now, the argument for minors having this access is so that people can get a sense of their gender identities and sexual orientations from.
Hey, yo, I'd hit.
What?
Those lips though, I'd hit. What's up, Bailey?
A very young age.
The current crop of, especially trans, quote unquote, trans kids, they're the guinea pigs. We're experimenting on them. And they're making a lot of, the healthcare providers are making a lot of promises.
Yeah, I think there should be a law where like you can't transition or you can't go on anything until you're 18.
No, I would say even older, bro. Like 21.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it depends.
Because this is something that could literally like ruin your whole life.
No, I definitely agree with you. I agree with you for sure. But you can, at least in the United States, you can buy a gun at like 16 in some states. And
oh yeah,
buying a gun, can ruin your life too. I mean, I think 18 is for sure the bare minimum. Because in the eyes of the government, once you turn 18, you are an adult and you're a full citizen.
Yeah, but your brain isn't like actually fully developed until like 21. But there's also even
25.
newer.
It's actually 25.
Yeah. I was about to say there's newer recent studies that have also shown it's like 25.
Somebody's saying no, not me, but Benjamin's saying he's transphobic. Why is everybody saying their age? He's 15, 14, 21 I'm so confused. Oh, 21 for sure. Tanner's saying 21. Okay, I mean, yeah. I mean, 18 at least for bare minimum. That's bare minimum.
Is about how this is going to turn out when they
be.
can't possibly know this because we've never done it before.
And hormone therapy and gender reaffirming surgeries are supposed to be far more effective before natural puberty, and this is supposed to give them a happier life in the future. Yet many people would see this policy with dismay, arguing that children.
What if for most people, what if it's like this is just a phase, and they just grow out of it? Especially like now, like in our age, Japan. When you're like a girl or a guy in school and you're scrolling through TikTok and you get affirmed by these TikToks, you're like, oh, you're feeling this way. Oh, do you not feel comfortable on a daily basis? Do you not have very many friends? Well, you're trans. And you're like, oh, you know what? This is starting to make sense. And then that's how you go down the trans rabbit hole. And it's actually kind of fucked. It's not all of it is brainwashing, obviously. I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that genuinely they truly feel like they're born in the wrong body. Because there has been trans people throughout all of history, but like not with the amount of people there are now.
Yeah.
Below
it's
the
like
age
3% of the population now or something.
Yeah, that's way too high. That is way too high. And most of it are younger people like in our generation. And that's probably because they're being affirmed through social media and then parents agreeing with whatever their kids say. Because if you say no, then you're transphobic. If you don't affirm your kid, then you're transphobic. and you can lose your,
Exactly.
like in America. I don't know
Yeah,
how it is
no,
in
you
Ca-
can literally lose your child and shit
You-
like that.
You can, you can lose your child. You can lose your job. It's crazy.
And it's funny
Still
because Jackie Chan kicked out his child for being gay.
All right, yeah. I don't know. I mean, you just gotta learn to accept
I mean,
that.
it's also fair because they are 21s, but
Oh yeah, he's 21. Yeah.
the process of figuring
Like a
out who the
child.
hell they even are, especially lacking the foresight to make such a large, irreversible decision at such a young age. So parents who let their children make this choice are setting themselves up for a life of possible regret, with many like
hit-
Jordan Peterson seeing this as
Bro.
child abuse.
The mom was kind of bad.
what the fuck?
The mom is kind of bad. She a milf. I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know about that Karen ass.
Yeah, I was about to say she's literally the embodiment of Karen.
Yeah, I don't know about
Them
that Karen
funky
haircut.
ass earrings, the Karen haircut.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
the stature she's given off, bro. Look at that snarky face she making. No way you're hitting a Karen.
Yeah.
Regret, with many like Jordan
Better take
Peterson
that
seeing
statement
this as
back, dude.
child abuse.
So the joint probability that you have a trans kid and a pansexual kid is 1 in 9 million. The odds that you're a pathological narcissist sacrificing your own children to the glorification of your compassion is 8,999,999 to 1. So, like, do you have a trans kid and a pansexual kid, or are you a devouring mother? Well, you can look at the odds
Actually,
and
yeah,
decide
I've
for
also
yourself.
seen like
So the question is,
couples like that and shit. Remember that like LGBTQ like city video that we watched? It was like the most like gay city or something, and then the most homophobic city.
Oh yeah.
And did you remember like those like that couple and then their like kids were like actually gay? But they looked like they were 8.
Yeah. They were dressing up like yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, that's
Like, just-
literally what this dude's talking about.
Just let your kids be kids. Don't be pushing like political movements onto your kids and social justice onto your kids, bro. They're like, bro, when I was 8, 10 years old, you know what I wanted to do?
developing, bro.
I was
with
playing
Legos.
Minecraft. Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
playing with
playing
Legos.
Minecraft and getting my shit scared out of it by fucking Hero Brian.
Hero Brian. Yeah, I was playing with Nerf guns, bro.
I was watching Jacksepticeye yell at Turbo Dismount.
I was playing the Shrek 2 video game, okay? Like shit.
I was
why is all
watching
of this
live
happening?
action
And why-
Scooby Doo.
Yo. Live action. Yeah, those 2 movies were lit.
Those movies
two
hit.
They
Those
hit.
were
They
good.
still hit. They still
why in
hit.
particular is this seemingly happening to Canada? Well, this is obviously a huge issue in Canada. People everywhere are outraged. There is a constant culture war going on about this stuff. And obviously I can't go too much into it because of YouTube censorship. But one important thing here is that all of this trans stuff affects such a small percentage of people. Less than 1% of transgender children even undergo any sort of gender affirming care, and this really only happens when parents and physicians fear the worst. And via a survey conducted in Canada and the US in 2021, including children and adults, a very tiny percentage of people are even trans. For the vast majority, it's been reported that only 1% regret their decisions. Now of course some do, and in these cases this is horrifically tragic and an awful event. In fact, this whole thing is just awful and twisted. And of course there's a culture war debate about it, but at the same
Also, like being in this group of people, you get social brownie points for doing it, and you don't want to be if you join one of these groups, like me. Okay, for example, me in the current state of society, I'm a straight white male. People hate straight white males. Why? What did I do? I haven't done nothing. But if I were to be gay, oh, period. Let's go. He's one of us. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? That's so weird.
Yeah, if you get like made fun of or anything, and then you get like mob hated on.
Exactly. And like, who cares if you're gay? Who cares if you're straight? Who cares what fucking color you are, bro? I thought we were over racism. I thought y'all wanted to fucking get rid of racism. That's what I don't understand. Like, these people are like going back. They're like, we're regressing as a society. And there's like, I've seen businesses that are only for like gay people or businesses that are only for women. Like, we're literally regressing.
Well, the only women thing might just be
I've seen like, okay, for like gym. Okay, I've seen like only women gyms. That's fine.
okay.
obviously.
Yeah, that's only
That's
women
different.
gyms.
But I've seen like only women like coffee shops or only women's stores.
Oh yeah, I've seen stuff like that. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I thought you were talking about stuff like clothing stores for women.
Oh,
or
well,
stuff
obviously
like
no,
that.
that's totally Victoria's.
That makes
totally,
sense.
yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah,
Sorry.
no.
Like there were a
coffee
few like
shops.
yeah, like there's like stores where they will refuse service if you are not whatever it is.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of those. Yeah.
This only affects a handful of people in the real world. How many people is this affecting in the society? Almost no one's getting this treatment. Almost nobody wants it.
But the crazy thing is though, Japan, if you just turn off your phone, step away from the computer, I have never actually seen any of these kind of people in my real life. And if I have, it's
That is
like
true.
one or two since I was a freshman in high school.
No, since I'm at school, it is a lot higher because of how much they push it in the schools nowadays. Like I've seen like at least like 50 furries in
my
high
God.
school.
Oh my god.
And like that, like from all the kids I've known, there was probably at least like, I would say at max 20 trans kids.
Wow. I'm trying to think of. Let me think. I don't think I went to high school, at least in my class, with a single trans person. I can't think of anybody. And if there was, they clearly like didn't. I mean, because when you're in high school, especially with the class you graduate with, you don't know everybody, but you almost know of everybody. And I can't think of a single person that was trans in my class.
You know what's even more wild? In middle school, I knew of a trans kid. That was grade 7, bro.
And they were like, do you know if they were on shit?
No,
Or
because
they
it's
just
middle
dress
school,
differently?
but no, but they're like still trans and everything. Like they would say that they're like a dude and they had a different name, and they're like they would like correct everyone saying that they're like a dude.
What's up, Kay? Kay's saying in the chat, feel like there are 100% real trans people, but I think it just becomes a trend with the current generation. That's exactly what I'm saying. I 100% agree with you. There are 100% trans people, just like there are 100% gay people. I agree 100%. But I think it's a trend now, and it's cool to be one of those things. And so we have an excess of these people.
Yeah, but this trend is literally ruining kids.
Yeah, it's ruining kids, their lives, their mental health. But, kids will be kids.
That guy also has 500k subs.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know who this is. Kay, who the hell are you? Am I supposed to know you? I feel bad.
He makes a bunch of Fortnite content.
Oh, okay.
Almost nobody's trans,
What's up, Kay?
and more importantly, most people in Canada remain completely unaffected by these policies, and the Canadians who are affected by these policies are generally satisfied with the way they're written. But the news gives you a whole other side
you know
of
what's
this,
even more
as though
crazy?
this is affecting
One of my teachers does this like hourly question or like daily question or whatever, and she was like, yo, what's like one of the biggest trends that you wish you could get rid of? And I was like actually thinking, I was like, oh yeah, trans and like that stuff, but I didn't want to say it because I knew I would get in trouble.
Dude, if you would have said that at school, not only would you got in trouble, you probably would have got like
I probably
expelled
would have
from
gotten
school.
not expelled, but definitely suspended. I know
Everybody
for a
would
fact.
hate you. Not everybody, but like
No. I live in a hick like province. No one would hate me except for the teachers and like the school board.
yeah. I mean, I don't even know if all the teachers agree with that stuff,
No, but they have to because
They
like,
have to, of course.
if they don't, then they will literally get fired.
Listen, Shadow Astro, I gotta pay the bills, but I sub and so you like, thanks, Kay. You're scouting for anime content? Hey, well, you came to the right place. My channel's been dead for a couple months now, but it is what it is. Happens to the best of us. I'm still trying to thug it out.
everything.
you out.
Canadians everywhere are arguing at the dinner table over transgender children now, something that just seems so deranged.
Yeah, okay, also, this is like, I'm sorry for constantly pausing it. This will be the last thing before we pause again. But, like, not just with, like, trans issues, it hasn't been dead. Ash, when it comes to views, it has been dead. When it comes to, like, politics in general, I've noticed that when I was a kid and my family would have, like, get-togethers, nobody talked about politics. Nobody did. And now, all of a sudden, people are talking about politics at the dinner table, like when you have like family get-togethers, and some people and some of my family members won't even talk to each other because of their political beliefs. I think that's so stupid.
Well, in Canada, we all just kind of hate the same person, so no matter what, the other person will agree with you.
That makes sense.
So it's like I've always heard my family talk about politics literally all the time, so it literally doesn't matter because everyone always hates the same person.
You should do more VR anime vids. They do mad good for your channel. I just put one out. I just put one out.
Hellsweeper, wasn't it?
Well, I put out Hellsweeper, and then I put out another one that just came out yesterday, and they both flopped.
Hellsweeper was kind of sick.
Dude, that's okay. Well, to be fair, the original thumbnail that Gob made for that video, Gob makes good thumbnails, but just the material I gave him was pretty shit, and so the thumbnail came out shit. And then I made one myself, and it was shit. So I made another one, and it's like okay. Politics used to be more civil too. Now it's a hateful topic, and shit. People can't take opinions. It's crazy. That's why I refuse to get into politics and shit. But like I'm not into politics, but I read. I like to know what's going on. But that's why also like I'm really like into like philosophy and specifically stoicism. I don't care what you believe in, bro. I really don't care what you believe in. I like to have a civil conversation, and also I like having my opinions challenged. So I mean, if people bring up good points, I'll change my opinions. I don't care, and I have been known to change my opinions on things.
Yeah, I just listen to the older people in my society.
Golmanto just became a member. Let's go.
Obi?
Yeah, I feel like people need to be educated. Like people, like once people like graduate high school, once they pass college, they don't continue to seek more wisdom and more knowledge. Which knowledge and wisdom should be like a forever life thing. You should keep seeking more knowledge because then you'll just be stunted, and then you're not gonna grow as a person.
It'll be perfect.
I see you've been in the gym. You see it. Oh yeah. Okay. And wait. That's enough of that. Let's watch the fucking video. We've stalled a little too long.
is literally about to squirt with how much he's pushing.
Everywhere you look on this debate, people are spending hours and hours in comment sections arguing with people who they've never met or seen, all arguing over an issue that statistically will never affect them personally.
Bro,
it becomes more about
I see this literally all the time.
Wait, what?
In
See what?
in Instagram Reels, people will literally start arguments over fucking nothing. Like every single video, they will start arguments over nothing. Every single video. And it literally isn't even an issue most of 99.99% of the time.
I feel like that's just an internet thing. Like I could be like scrolling through my reels too, and I see like something about like anime, and people just start.
Oh no! I'll literally just see like, it's funny. It'll be like, "Yo, I love Goku," and then someone will say Saitama's better, and then like,
exactly like the thing was even about Saitama.
Go wild.
Yeah.
Like I'll just see like edits of just Goku, and then someone will just say some wild ass shit, and people will go bananas.
Yeah, I think it's just an internet thing. It's kind of funny though.
It's funny, but when it's the only stuff you hear, bro, the only stuff you see, it's annoying.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Rather than tangible change. And just like the safer supply, bad actors in the government are capitalizing off all of this outrage. In fact, this whole thing might actually be orchestrated by these people
Thanks for
to
coming
distract
out,
from the fact that Canada is now completely censoring free speech within the country. And so while the Canadian population remains distracted by hot button issues such as this, the real factors contributing to their unhappiness are spiraling further out of control. Average hourly wages in Canada
people in
have
America
completely stagnated.
literally like be racist and say that they're racist without like any repercussions?
Yeah, bro. America.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, but to be fair, there's social repercussions. Like the government's not going to do shit to you, but there's social repercussions. Like if you, like, there's been a lot of cases.
Yeah, you won't be able to get like jobs and shit. But
you won't
I mean,
get jobs. People have been like kicked out of schools for saying the N-word, which I think is absolutely stupid. But you know. I mean, I think if you're like a hardcore racist and you're like, oh, all these people need to die and burn at a stake. Like, yeah, okay, at that point, and if you truly mean it.
Well, the literal KKK is still in America, but like they don't act on anything
exactly.
anymore.
Yeah, like I understand, like if you lose your job over that, but if you're like singing along to a song and you say the N-word, I don't think you should be kicked out of a fucking school and your entire future should be in jeopardy because you sang along to a song.
Yeah, it's like a mistake.
It's so stupid.
Like PewDiePie literally said the N-word, and he almost actually got canceled.
H3H3 said the N-word multiple times on his stream, and look at him, he's like a hardcore lefty now. Like, I don't even know.
And even decreased in recent
And
years.
that's a video. That's a stream for another day. What happened to H3H3 is a travesty.
Meanwhile,
I think I've
inflation
seen
and the
that.
cost of living have completely skyrocketed. And while overall median household income has risen consistently, it's not keeping up with the cost of basic needs like food, transportation, education, and housing, especially the latter. Like other Western countries, Canada is currently experiencing a housing crisis. Scarcity of affordable housing, artificial
bro.
inflation of the rental market by private property management companies, and constant increases in the variable rate mortgages have destroyed any hopes for young Canadians hoping to buy a home and start a family. It's also caused an increase in homelessness, as more and more people are getting priced out of the housing market entirely and finding themselves on the streets. It's currently estimated that 1 in 5 young adults live in unaffordable housing and spend 30% or more of their pre-tax income on housing costs.
Damn.
The average rent in Canada
Dude,
is
that's what I'm
increasing by-
saying.
Actually, hold up.
It is so much worse.
Hold up. That's actually like pretty normal though. I mean,
For
I haven't
three
like
times
I
the
haven't
normal amount.
I haven't gone out of my way to calculate how much money I spend on like rent a month, but it's a significant chunk of what I make a month for sure.
How much do you have? Like, how much is it between? Like, does your brother pay rent?
Okay, so yeah, so it's I pay 60%,
How much is it like overall?
so it's 1800 a month, but that's not including electrical and usually let's
Not including electrical.
let,
That's
let,
crazy.
let, let's highball electrical, which is just 200. So that 2000 right
Alright,
there.
so 2,000.
And it's also it's a 60-40 split between me and my brother, so I'm usually paying around 12 to 1300, mainly around 1200, and he's paying the rest. So, and then plus groceries, whenever the fuck else I gotta buy. I would say just on rent, like my living, like just to live, like for groceries and rent and electrical, all that stuff, I would say I probably spend around $1,400 to $1,500 a month.
Damn, yeah. If you guys weren't splitting that you would have to be paying like for electrical and rent 2,700. That's actually pretty close to Canada.
Yeah. Well,
Like
when
2,700 Canadian, which is pretty much what it is in Canada right now. It's like pretty much just like $300 more or whatever.
yeah. Well, to be fair, like the place I'm at right now is actually like it's relatively cheaper than anything in the entire city that I live in. It's actually the cheapest thing. We kind of, because my friends,
And with me.
yeah, yep. And it was cheaper before. Like I was only paying $600 a month, but my girlfriend left, so yeah.
Oh.
But we don't talk about that. All right, let's get back to the video before I start crying. All right, let's do
Nearly
this.
10% every
But yeah,
year,
my-
while salaries
a
are
lot of
rising
my
at less than half that
money
rate.
goes towards
This
my
year,
living.
mortgage rates in Canada have been increasing at an unsustainable rate, with the speed of mortgage increases doubling since last year and hitting a 5-year high. And even if you're someone in the rare position of having access to affordable housing, the ripple effects of this are felt by everyone, because as housing costs become a higher percentage of a household's annual income, less of their income will be disposable, and less disposable income means a dearth of spending power from the majority of consumers. And when the consumers are spending less, businesses fail, stock prices plummet, people get laid off, the gap between income and cost of living gets worse, perpetuating the source of the problem and ultimately strangling consumer spending power further, until eventually the economy collapses. So whether you're one of the many currently experiencing housing insecurity or not, a mass housing crisis will likely affect your livelihood. So how is the Canadian government actually addressing this? Well, they're not. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has just announced the federal government's first act towards fighting the Canadian housing crisis.
You're kind of sexy though, Japan. I'm saying it. I'm gonna say it.
You're angering a lot of Canadians, bro.
He kind of sexy though. You know, I can see why he got elected.
I mean, he's young, sure.
Like, nah, like he.
I've
I
seen on
tap.
TikTok this guy play Fortnite.
You seen Trudeau? Is he ass? He's probably ass.
Like it wasn't a long clip. It was literally their kid filming Trudeau in like the in-game lobby.
and it's excruciatingly underwhelming. Trudeau announced a plan to provide London, Ontario with $74 million to build 2,000
London, Ontario. You guys have a city named London? Can you guys? First, you guys try to copy
I didn't even know that, bro.
America. What the fuck? Y'all are fucking just a bunch of copycats.
Canada is literally just like pretty much Britain. It used to be. And then
Yeah.
we gained our own independent rights.
homes in the city, and this sounds like a step in the right direction until you consider the context. Nearly 2 years ago, $4 billion was added to the federal budget to address the housing
That says
crisis,
$2
and
billion.
since then, not a single housing project has been built with this money. Instead, Trudeau has cited strict red tape and zoning laws as barriers, putting out empty calls for city governments to, quote, step up and address the crisis. Not exactly what you want to hear from the most powerful man in the country. On top of this, 2,000 homes in almost 2 years is nowhere near enough to even make a dent in solving the problem. Experts estimate that Canada
2,000 homes in 2 years? That's nothing. Holy shit.
No. That is literally itching at the problem.
needs to build over 3.5 million housing units by 2030 to even close this affordability gap. So this is a problem for a majority of Canadians, a major one with effects that could ruin countless lives. However, discourse about the housing crisis seems generally disinterested, and any noise about it.
We have a real estate crisis in the United States too. I mean, it doesn't sound as bad as this, but it's pretty bad.
Ultimately gets drowned out by the amplification of stories and narratives that are more visceral, attention-grabbing and clickable, and in turn, people are spending their energy mobilizing for and against hyper-specific causes that will likely never touch their lives or taking their eye of a meteor hurtling towards the economy. These issues of safer supply, gender-affirming care, and things like MAID are of course huge moral questions in society.
Ashley donated? Oh shit. It didn't pop up on the screen. I'm not ignoring you. That's the nicest thing you ever done. Wow. Thank you so much. That's more money than Japan's donated to me. That's crazy.
I've literally donated you like $20 not that long ago.
I feel like accumulatively, Japan, you probably donated me an entire paycheck.
Yeah, my minimum wage job probably.
Yeah.
That's like $300, bro. Honestly, I need a one-up Ash.
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, I think you should. Thanks, Ash.
Shut the fuck up.
And then she'll have to one you up. Yeah.
Society. And there's a whole bunch of issues with all of these things. But
there it is. See, I told you. It's not my fault, Ash. It's just it didn't pop up on screen.
Their effects on the wider population and Canadians' everyday lives isn't really affecting the average citizen. But this bigger, wider stuff is. The lack of freedom of speech, the growing control of Justin Trudeau as he becomes more and more dystopian. The fact that Canada is becoming unaffordable for most people is the real issue that's not spoken about anywhere near enough. Because the constant noise of left v right, false media paradigm.
I think what's going to happen in the next couple of years, because it's also the same thing for America. A lot of these left-wing politicians like Trudeau and I wouldn't say Biden's left-wing, but like he's like old and
yeah, he's like decrepit. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
But I wouldn't say Biden's like a hardcore left-wing like Trudeau or like these people that believe in these dystopian policies.
You guys need Trump back.
I think he's probably gonna win. I think he's probably gonna win.
Trump.
He's probably gonna win. We'll see though. But basically, for example, Trudeau, he's really pandering to the very, very, very vocal minority, and I think within the next couple of years, that's gonna switch in Canada, and like he's gonna and all these left wing people.
I'd hope.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna realize like, oh, like the voting base isn't big enough for these vocal minorities. Like nobody really wants or believes in what any of these people are saying.
Yeah, like. The vocal minority is pretty much just like the loudest one, which are like the LGBTQ that are complaining all the time. So
exactly, people like that, like it seems like there's a lot of them, but in reality,
they're just the loudest. Yeah. Like the actual minority is just like they don't want to embarrass themselves. They don't want to embarrass themselves, so they don't reach out like this.
Exactly,
but now they're starting to.
The majority is the people who believe in some things the left say and some things the right say. That's the majority.
While expecting you to have an informed opinion on every issue, the constant anger and fear of speaking out of turn is unsurprisingly having an adverse effect on the mental health of the general public. You see, the top 3 descriptors Canadians offer for the culture war debates in their country right now are divisive, exhausting, and unnecessary. And these sentiments are extremely similar to what's expressed by citizens of the United States, a country that has also been divided by its own culture wars for years. And although Canada is in the relatively early stages of this phenomena, the writing is on the wall for them, especially when we take a look at how mental health has declined in the United States, since the fragile illusion of bipartisanism was finally broken. And as Canada becomes more and more woke,
Skill issue.
as Justin Trudeau cracks down even
up,
more
Flo?
on freedom, and Canadians become more and more unhappy, we're going to see a new crisis within Canada. And you don't have to look far to see what's happening. In America, 90% of adults in the US believe their country is facing a mental health crisis.
Skill issue. I would say that there's a mental health crisis. Specifically, I'm talking about my generation. If you're older and you have mental health issues, probably seek a therapist. But I would say what helps me and my mental health is that I have goals in life, I have priorities in life, and I want to be better. Because from my perspective, life is
Life is Roblox.
okay? And in life, the whole goal to life is to be better than you were yesterday, to be a better person, to be a better human in any way, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's being a nicer person, whether it's living by your values, whatever it is, just be better than what you were yesterday. And, I feel like a lot of these people that in my generation that have mental health issues don't have goals. They don't have aspirations in life. They don't have things that they want to work towards. That's what helps me. Life is Roblox.
Anxiety and depression
bring out the
screenings are
whole
increasing by
ocean.
over 90% and 60% respectively per year. And perhaps more telling is that fear
Hold on, I'm gonna say like excuse. Chat.
of widespread civil unrest is at an all-time high, with nearly half of Americans believing a full-on civil war will happen in the next decade. So this begs the question, what's on the horizon for Canada? Well, it's looking more likely that the Conservative Party of Canada will finally beat Trudeau. Maybe this could be a positive change for Canada, because after 8 years of being in charge, almost
Yeah, I
all
don't
of
play
Canada now
Roblox.
finally
Actually,
please
I did
Justin
think about it for a
Trudeau,
stream. Japan, I really did think about playing Roblox for a stream.
Bro, you should do it with a juicer. You'd be playing that shit all the time.
What should I play though?
Blade ball.
What the hell is that?
You'll know once you hop on the game. It's pretty fun.
and his fake plastic veneer, with his approval rating plummeting down to a new low of just 19% over the summer,
isn't
which isn't a
XQC
surprise considering the drastic transformation Canada has had.
XQC Canadian.
Yeah, something, I don't know. I've never actually gone out of my way to watch XQC, whether it's a clip, a stream.
Oh yeah, no, he's Canadian.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense. He's retarded. Like you.
In recent years, going from a free and open society to a morally bankrupt hellhole. Obviously he doesn't appeal to the right, but even to the left, he's made things more expensive, less free, and hasn't done anything to help Canadian citizens.
Same with Biden. I'm not trying to say like Trump was a great president, but what I'm trying to say is when Trump was in office, you know, I only paid like $2 for gas. And now that Biden's in office, I'm paying $6 for gas. So, you know,
America.
And also, Trump was the only president that met with Kim Jong-un. So, you know, you got to give him some brownie points for that. You know?
Canadians right now are feeling economic pressure.
And he built a wall. So, you know, you got to give him some brownie points.
I mean, inflation is their core concern.
You know, pretty soon,
congratulating him for the wall.
Pretty soon, we're going to have to start building a wall between Canada and the United States. Because these motherfuckers are going to want to come here, too. And when Japan's at the wall, I'm gonna say, get the hell out of here, you dirty Canadian.
Bro, no, I'ma live in your basement with you, bro.
Oh shit, he drunk? I could. You guys want me to? I can drink. I could. Dude, if I was watching these videos drunk, I would probably say some unfiltered shit.
From Trudeau's government on the horizon.
So an Abacus poll from July found that most of the country has a negative impression of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The worst results he's ever had.
It seems these days, wherever the Prime Minister goes, there's often a contingent of so-called Freedom Convoy protesters there to greet him. And that was no exception at this week's cabinet retreat here in Hamilton, where protesters camped out front the hotel the Prime Minister, his cabinet, and entire staff were staying at for several evenings this week. They even surrounded the restaurant the Prime Minister was dining at last night.
So while financial hardship weighs down more and more Canadians, Trudeau's pandering words and socially focused policies ring more empty by the day. As a result, Canadians on both sides of the political spectrum are seeking change, more specifically change that addresses their core economic concerns.
We've got 8 years of a Liberal government that's ignored this problem, that hasn't taken the right action, and really has been a failure. Costs of homes have gone up, cost of rent has gone up under 8 years of Liberal government.
And Trudeau's rival Conservative Party leader has recognized this, focusing his messaging on pocketbook economic issues over culture wars.
How much?
He has no
just
direct
a donation
or indirect involvement with the Trudeau Foundation. Really? Because the annual report for 21-22 lists him as an inactive member and says that he's only with
I would say $10 is a shot, but was that too much? It should be $5.
$10. That's
$5.
crazy.
Five.
But you just said oh, never mind. Fuck that.
Okay, anything. Okay, fine. 1 cent equals 1 shot.
Right.
Drawn from the affairs of the foundation for the duration.
What is the lowest amount, by the way? It has to be. I think it doesn't have to be 99
It's
cents.
$1. It's $1. But in Canadian, that'll probably be even less.
Meaning he can go back to that big pile of cash when he leaves office.
This strategy is paying dividends in the polls, with the Conservative Party leader beating Trudeau by over 10%. But if he's elected, it won't mark an end to the culture wars plaguing Canadian politics. It'll just be the beginning. The Conservative Party leader is called Pierre Poilievre, and recently he's been shifting his focus away from the current culture wars. But his party isn't.
Two from me, and Ash already said she donated.